Hello, I'm Jan List from the Creative Spirit Center. I'd like to give you a little background about the John Pratt Mosaic House Project. John willed his unusual home to Midland Gladwin Community Mental Health Services when he died in 1997. He wanted his home to be used to help people like himself who suffered from mental illness. Although mental health appreciated the gift, there wasn't much they could do to honor John's will other than bulldoze the home and sell the property. So to preserve these examples of folk art, Midland Gladwin Community Mental Health Services donated the property to the Creative Spirit Center in 1998. Since then, we have conducted tours, workshops, and classes that have inspired participants to tap into their own creative potential. This home is now dedicated to the preservation of this original folk art and the teaching of creative expression and self-discovery. John Pratt was born February 18, 1936. His father, Willis Pratt, was a plumber. His mother, Lois, was a housewife with a degree as a teacher and nurse. His only brother, Norm, was 5 years older. John's father and brother built their one-story cinder block family home in 1947. His brother Norm described John as, like Dad, very artistic. They could take a wire and bend it into a rabbit or anything else they imagined. John's second and third grade teacher remembered him as gifted in many ways other than schoolwork. She said, he would come in from recess with beautiful arrangements of wildflowers for the teachers. John grew up loving dance, gardening, and most of all being creative. He enjoyed being on stage and participated in dance reviews at the community center. His talents were rewarded by the ribbons he won entering exhibits at county fairs. John graduated from Midland High School in 1956 at age 20 with only limited reading and writing skills. After high school, he worked for a year at the Dow Chemical Company. John then hitchhiked to New York City and was hired as a window dresser for Macy's department store. At his peak, he had up to 18 people working for him. After a 10-year career at Macy's, John opened his own antique shop called the Wooden Indian Chief. He boasted of having the largest selection of Tiffany-style shades in New York City. His humorous advertising showed the silhouette of a pregnant Indian chief saying, "The store is getting bigger all the time." John had many friends who were involved in the theater and the arts, and he may have been in a few off-Broadway productions himself. During his 15 years in New York, John took clowning lessons, and he named his character Peppy. John's successes, however, were being undermined by the voices he was beginning to hear. In his later years, John told a mental health counselor that the voices told him to be silent. So for 2 years, he didn't talk and would only mime to communicate. After 15 years in New York, John flew back to Michigan in 1970. His father and brother picked him up at the airport. He was frightened and paranoid. John was diagnosed as paranoid schizophrenic. His family sold the antique shop, and he began treatment for mental illness. For the next 20 years, John drifted in and out of counseling and hospital care. He couldn't hold a job and had to receive Social Security disability. He became notorious in the mental health community as well as the Midland legal system. His brother Norm, after years of frustrations and disappointments, refused to be a part of his life. When his parents died, John inherited the family home. That's when he decided to start on an idea that he had shared with his mother. He wanted to put mosaic murals on the outside of the home. But John's life was too unstable to be productive. The artwork started, but was very sporadic. In 1990, Midland Gladwin Community Mental Health and the Midland courts were finally able to bring about a more stable recovery for John. His medications were closely monitored, and he was appointed a guardian to budget his finances. As he recovered, he joined the Give Me Shelter project, a program of music, art, and dance education. John became more focused, less angry, and his creative flair blossomed. In this clip from the Give Me Shelter documentary, John expressed his gratitude to the mental health professionals and creative teachers he worked with.
I've been away from you a long time. I never thought I'd miss you so. Somehow I feel your love is real. Near you I want to be.
The former owner of a Manhattan antique store and a performing clown for years, John Pratt was enthusiastic about the collaboration between arts and mental health.
Well, I didn't really know what it was all about. I really didn't, but I was quite excited because they had dance there, and they had art there, they had drama there, they had writing there, they had music there. I mean, I just chose the art and the dance class. The dance class is very expressive, that you just relax and move your body. And in the beginning, you did the best you could, but as you would increase, you could see yourself getting better and better and better until the end. I did some fantastic stuff. I really did.
You made me love you. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it. You made me want to.
I'm doing You Made Me Love You because the people that helped me be where I'm at today to do my house give me confidence and encouragement to keep going and do it. Create, John. You're very creative. Don't stop. And don't worry about what people say. And I'm on my way now, and I'm not going to, nothing's going to stop me now. I collected antiques for years. Beautiful stuff. Now I'm breaking them up. Now you got to sort out all these pieces. Get all the blues together. That's a nice piece. I mean, I paid as high as $10 per plate for the color I wanted to put on my house. Now this is costing me money, but I'm getting a lot of enjoyment out of it. And it's worth it to me. And the neighbors just love the house. In the beginning they didn't. But hey, who cares? In The Lord is My Shepherd, instead of a white sheep the Lord is carrying, he's carrying a black sheep. Now he takes care of all the black sheep as well as he does the white sheep. The Lord takes care of the fools. Now sometimes when you're in mental health, you don't have confidence and you don't have care, but you have to build it within yourself and not worry about what people say about you. Then you can reach the top of that mountain that you're trying to climb.
John used his creativity to clown, to pantomime, but most importantly, to make a metaphor of his life through his mosaics. The beauty of John's folk art has been admired by people of all ages through tours and workshops given by the Creative Spirit Center. It's a treasure that inspires others to create. And for some, it's a way to look inside themselves and find their shattered piece that needs repair.